Welcome back to the channel. The Altered State Machine's epic partnership with FIFA for the FIFA World Cup, updates for Party Bears, Mintage, and a whole bunch more. This is Into the Futureverse, and today is Friday, the 4th of November of 2022. Now give that like button a bunnies up, and let's get into it. Okay fam, it's been a massive week or so in the Futureverse with a bunch of news dropping pretty well all around the same time. The Party Bears got to celebrate their long-awaited leg day, and you can now download a full 3D model of your Party Bear from the underground, which will allow you to animate your Party Bear however you wish. And Aaron McDonald is running an impromptu competition, awarding a community member with a free Party Bear for the best Party Bear animation. And not surprisingly, a bunch of people have gotten busy. Let's sample some of the offerings.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
In amongst all the news was this tweet from Aaron McDonald, announcing his support with 41 other prominent investors, including people from PayPal, the Ethereum Foundation, and Stripe, helping to seed a new decentralized identity protocol, 0x Intuition. So what is 0x Intuition? Intuition is a peer-to-peer system for decentralized identity that is economically, reputationally, and time collateralized, facilitating the construction of asymptomatically probabilistic, non-deterministic, peer-to-peer identity models. Sounds pretty intuitive, right? Basically, what they're trying to achieve is an intuitive layer for people's reputation, and are trying to solve this problem statement. In modern society, we are forced to interact with an exponentially increasing number of people and things. As such, we are continually forced into situations where our intuition in each interaction is relatively weak. Intuition hopes to supplement our intuition with a rich and robust layer of identity metadata, allowing us to better understand the things around us. Think of this like a kind of decentralized LinkedIn endorsements or social media likes, but for claiming anything, i.e. good food, a trustworthy person, a gigabrain dev, I like the tweet, we like the stonk, or about anything, people, places, things, tweets, publications, etc., where you get paid for participating proportional to the value you add to the system. So imagine every time you gave someone a thumbs up on Twitter or retweeted their content, they received an economic incentive. Over time, this helps to breed trust in people's online identities and the content that they create, which sounds like a very powerful proposition. Diving into the Futureverse white paper, we can see there is a module around decentralized identity in the form of a software development kit, making it easy for developers to leverage this property of the Futureverse. Our DID SDK has features for creating, updating, and resolving digital identities in the metaverse. Identities that are created and assets that are digitized on the metaverse in this manner will be unique, interoperable, persistent, tamper-proof, and verifiable. This will hold important information for digital content applications, with service links for resolving digital assets, which will be hosted by the issuers, and therefore they will also be the controllers of the decentralized identities. If I was to put two and two together, there's a good chance that 0x Intuition could be integrated directly into the root network. At least that's my intuition. In the tweet, one investor's name leapt off the page for me. Ben Lakoff, the founder of Charged Particles. He also runs a successful podcast called the Alt Assets Allocation Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Alt Asset Allocation Podcast. Today's interview is with Jamie Burke. He is the founder at Outlier Ventures and the Y Combinator of Web3. Just insane the amount of high quality founders going through there. So really great resource for those Web3 founders looking for a potential accelerator in the Web3 space. Jamie, good to see you. Excited to have you on today.
Shame we missed each other in New York to play ping pong in Fluff Party.
Yes. Yeah, the things we say in crypto world, right? Play ping pong at Fluff World. Well, you know, one day it'll be in the metaverse and we'll be able to do it with our VR headsets from the comfort of our own home.
And he has a really useful data-driven Substack newsletter available also. Definitely check it out. Charged Particles is a protocol I've been tracking for a long time, and it allows you to embed certain elements within NFTs, expanding their potential possibility and utility.
Charged Particles is an NFT protocol that allows you to take an NFT,
give it its own smart wallet so that NFT can own other assets. People can do crazy creative things, whether that be within the art space, music, or something much more financial. Charged Particles, the protocol for them. Vision for Charged Particles in the future of it is that every NFT can hold other assets. So we want to be this open NFT protocol that other people can build on top and launch their own dApps, launch their own vision, utilizing this technology, this nesting of taking an NFT and putting things inside of it.
And recently, Charged Particles tweeted out that one of their community members, lawyer Dave Rodman, sent his Fluff to space. Fluff 7189 was launched into space on board the SpaceX SAR-1 Falcon 4 rocket on her maiden voyage. And once returned to Earth, a proof of space NFT was nested inside of it. Aaron McDonald had this to say: "I was literally sitting in bed the other day, before I went to sleep, thinking, I wonder if we could get a Fluff in space. Next minute I get a DM, and it literally happened. I always knew Fluff World was going to the moon, just didn't realise how close we were." Fluff 7189 was safely secured in a hardware wallet which was on board the Falcon 4 rocket, and this flight trajectory NFT is now nested inside of it thanks to the protocol Charged Particles. When you think about it, all manner of credentials can be energized inside NFTs. This is thinking outside the box, beyond college diplomas. For instance, proof of fan, VIP memberships, carbon neutral NFT certifications, certificates of authenticity for artworks, you name it. Charged Particles allows any NFT to be transformed into a basket holding a number of other assets and tokens. You can even have yield generating DeFi tokens hidden within it. To me, this sounds like the perfect solution for the equivalent of an exchange traded fund, but in the form of a single NFT. Pretty cool stuff. Before I continue, if you are new to the channel, hi, welcome, I'm Jerry, host of Into the Futureverse, where I cover alpha and updates on all things Fluff World and the Futureverse ecosystem. And if you enjoy this content, consider supporting the channel by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and hitting the notifications bell so you get all my videos in a timely fashion. Now back onto the other news surrounding the party bears. Aaron McDonald, Nux, and Alex Smaler jumped onto a Twitter space with Sean Wotherspoon's Web3 brand, MNTGE.
NFTs are becoming mainstream. Every day, more and more people are getting access to them at their fingertips. Every day, I see more people from my community, becoming involved, and I feel a certain sense of responsibility to make sure that I'm offering them a holistic lifestyle along with what I offer in the physical world.
Now, not much actual alpha was leaked in the end, but it sounds like something's going to drop in the next week or so. By reading between the lines, our Fluffs and Party Bears will soon be rocking some brand new MNTGE merch, and it sounds very much likely that MNTGE will involve using an augmented reality app, possibly allowing a user to scan vintage clothing and create a 3D version of them to wear in the metaverse. They hinted that next week, Asad Malik from the Jadu team, who are well-known friends of the Fluffle, will be appearing on the next Twitter space. Now, the Jadu team was the first collaboration that Fluff World ever did, and recently there was a leak from Jesse Metcalf showing a Muhammad Ali's Next Legend character using an augmented reality app. It's possible the same technology will be used for MNTGE. Now, while on the topic of AR and wearable merchandise, Drug Receipts dropped some alpha of their own. Our latest augmented reality filter from Snap is live. Scan the Snap code on Snapchat and hover your phone over your Kill Team design and see for yourself. Visit the drx.store to pick up your own merch. Pretty cool. Also, Blockchain Bunny tweeted out that the Fluff World Snapchat lens has been going viral, and there's been some updates to the filter, making it more stable. The Fluff World team is also working on a Snap camera for the Zoom video conferencing app. It's going to be awesome rocking up from your next work from home video meeting dressed as a dope party bear. Now, despite all that amazing news, it all paled into insignificance in comparison to the Altered State Machine officially announcing their partnership with FIFA for the FIFA World Cup. There was an Ask Me Anything session in the Altered State Machine Discord, and it's well worth the watch. It's linked in the show notes and at the end of this video. But if you prefer to read a quick summary, Josh, aka NFT Bro, has dropped all the info. My key takeaways are as follows. The AI League will be broken into 2 phases, with phase 1 kicking off in just 4 days, and the World Cup itself just 16 days away. During phase 1, users will be enticed to win mind-blowing prizes, like an ultimate gaming setup, Vivo phones, Adidas gift cards, and more. This phase will be free to play, and is all about onboarding and introducing as many people as possible to the powers of the Altered State Machine protocol. I suspect suspect some of the prizes will be in the form of digital collectibles that will help entice people to participate in Phase 2. Phase 1 will be a simple predictions game involving predicting the winner of each World Cup match, and I'm hoping that there's incentives to refer people and start your own private leaderboards and leagues to help the virality of the app. Rise up the leaderboards, climb the ranks to unlock exclusive Qatar 2022 original accessories and clothing for a team of all-star digital collectibles. I find it interesting that Adidas gift cards make up part of the prize pool. Are these digital collectible clothes going to be Adidas branded as well? And have they been built in-house from the Fluff World and Futureverse teams? That would be a pretty cool collaboration. And remember, Aaron has hinted that there is an apparel partnership on a similar scale to that of Nike. Adidas would fit the bill here. The simple prediction game will finish at the conclusion of the World Cup, but shortly after, Phase 2 will start. This is the AI League and is basically a precursor to the A for All-Stars game we've all been eagerly waiting for. It sounds like the AI League will run for several months, starting in the December timeframe and likely ending around March and April. Users will have to pay to participate, at least in some form. I'm expecting a basic starter pack that might include an all-star team with 4 characters, each with a pre-existing embedded brain. Now, to try and onboard as many people as possible, it's important that the price point is relatively low, and all of these embedded brains are not like the typical Gen 1 and Gen 2 brains as we know it. They're a more simplified and specific brain just for the use in the AI League, kind of like the brains we have in our thingies. It's worth noting that 3.75 billion people tuned in to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, and FIFA themselves are expecting 5 billion people to look in this time. Now assume that Phase 1 is quite successful and 100 million people sign up. That's 100 million Futureverse accounts, which are all stored on the Root network, and any digital asset associated to that account will be minted and stored there as well. Asto Energy is required to generate these embedded brains, and a batch sale will be orchestrated by the Altered State Machine protocol to service the demand for the FIFA AI League. I also expect part of the gamification of the AI League will involve training, which will require use of the Asto token, similar to how Moonrocks work with the thingies. So if this is successful, you can expect 2 things to happen: an awful lot of hype and traction around the number of daily active users on the brand new Root network, and a sudden demand for Asto. It's not hard to see what happens if those 2 scenarios play out. It's worth noting that the AI League, as it stands, is completely separate from the A for All-Stars, and the launch of the A for All-Stars has been pushed back to cater for this, for obvious reasons. The hope is that we can onboard enough people into the AI League and whet their appetite for more AI football, creating further demand for Asto, Gen 2 brains, and A for characters. It's going to be fun to see how all this plays out and to also participate. A for All-Star holders apparently will also receive a free starter pack for the AI League. Once these users have onboarded accounts onto the Futureverse, the challenge will be to retain their attention and excite them with other offerings and apps. I couldn't think of a better way to bootstrap a new network than this, so I think we're in for a wild ride over the next 6 months. And for all you Kiwis watching, I guess you'll just have to console yourself with the AI League rather than the real deal. Better luck next time, chaps. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos. Bunnies up!